What's up, y'all? It's your boy Brian Ash, aka the Handsome Fister, and oh, look how handsome I am! Ooh, all Michigan, go blue, baby! Yeah, Sweet 16 squad. So anyway, let me cut to the chase a little bit. This video is about my mistakes. Now, granted, Gary Vee teaches you not to dwell on the past and not to dwell on your mistakes, but I had a day of reflection today as I was at work. I reflected on a lot of things that I did and did wrong in life. So I'm not going to get to all of it, or I'm not even going to talk about some of the some of. I will eventually, but I mean this one is about mistakes in business. I'm not talking about relationship mistakes. I'm not talking about uh, mistakes raising kids or nothing like that. This is purely mistakes I've made in business and in my careers. So let's get started. So everyone knows I game. I'm a gamer. I'm also a rapper. I rap. It's been a long time since I've been in the studio, and I'm gonna get to that. But this was the biggest mistake I made in my music career. Period. 100% biggest mistake I made in my music career. Period. Ready? So I used to record a ton of mixtapes at home, a ton of mixtapes at home using, Pro Tools and, stealing beats. And then when it was time for me to make an album, I budgeted like $30,000 to $35,000 to make my album, which in the grand scheme of things is cheap as fuck. But that's what I budgeted because that's all the money that I had doing anything. That was all the money I had that I could spend towards it. I probably spent between 29 and 30 recording the album, buying beats, mix mastering, recording, re-recording songs because it wasn't perfect, recording more songs than I was going to put on the album, and it took me a year of my time to record it because I wanted it to be perfect. So, I'd record a song, we'd do a rough mix on it, and then I'd listen to it for like a week or two, and then I'd be like, I want to redo that part. So then I'd go back to the studio, punch me in there, redo it, whatever, right? So when it came time to marketing and distribution, I had like $3,000 to $5,000 left to market and distribute the album. That's the hugest mistake I ever made. It should have been the reverse. You feel me? Like I should have spent, 5 to 10 making the album, and then, you know, 15 to 20 to market and distribute it. You see what I'm saying? Because if I had marketed and distributed that album better, you guys would probably have heard of it. And you guys would probably know my name. Biggest mistake in my career. Other mistakes that I've made in my career is, for instance, I would not take a job promotion because I was like making it. To me, it seemed like I was making more money doing what I was doing instead of taking the promotion and taking the less hours, and you know what I'm saying. So it took me about 13 14 years to realize that, like, just because I made X amount of dollars, I could have made the same amount of dollars and had more free time for myself. I traded in time for money. I traded in time for being gone. Big mistake, because that hindered my music career. That hurt my music career so bad because I was only recording music when I was home instead of being home and recording more music. See what I'm saying? And I wasn't documenting my progress because, it was all hush hush, quiet, quiet. And that was a mistake. because I should have documented every step. But um, my way of thinking back then, I was stuck in the middle in like 2000, between 2008 and 2012. I was stuck in the old school ways where you make a dope album, you put it out, people, you sell it around your city, people start hearing it, you get a buzz, and then you get signed. But that's just not the way it is. That's not the way the music business rocks anymore. You have to market and distribute yourself. I should have been more like Oddball, the Wave Lord, instead of, you know, average, not average, but another hip hop artist who went the opposite way, who thought, I'm going to drop dope bars and I'll get signed because I'm dope. I mean, Oddball is dope as fuck too, but he did it reverse. He found producers that believed in him. He found studios that believed in him. They let him record on the low, and he used all of his money in marketing and distribution. He's eating off music. I'm not eating off music. I broke even. See what I'm saying? See where that twist is? He's going on tour. I've never been on tour except for the tour I put on myself. So, see what I'm saying? And, Oddball taught me so much stuff about marketing, distribution, management. And I was like, fuck, if I would have just known that back then, it would have been a whole different ball game. So now, new lease at life, I've decided to go back and chase it again and try and crush it again. And so I got some beats from Team Rocket, my man Silas Rage, Rated M, and they're going to let me record. And then I'm going to, once we record it and we mix it and it sounds nice to all of us, then we're going to put it out. So yeah, those were the mistakes I made. I made a lot of other personal mistakes too, like, we'll get to that at a later date, but I'm just saying, like, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and it was due to not knowing any better, or not doing the research, and not doing things that would have benefited the career, right? So, with that being said, like, this is more like me letting you younger guys know, and guys in the game know, that it's more about marketing, promotion, and putting yourself out there than it is, you know, spending so much money and time in the studio. It's more about being out there, letting people know, having social media go off the hook. Like, I hid all my stuff on social media. Like, I would talk about shows that I was doing. I would let people know I was in the studio, but I wouldn't, like, I see people go live in the studio. I see people going, taking pictures in the studio. Like, there was no pictures allowed when I was recording my album. Like, we didn't want no one to know what we were doing, where we were at, and everything. And that was a mistake. Should have documented the crap out of it. So, that's my lesson here, is like, documentation is key. And I didn't document, and I had all the means to document. Had smartphones, had the latest tech. Like, I write all my raps on an iPad or a Surface Pro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had an iPad back then, and I could have documented the fuck out of it. And like, there's probably like 3 pictures of me in the studio, maybe 4. So my lesson to that is document, market, promotion, put yourself out there, and enjoy the ride. Because near the end, I stopped enjoying the ride, which was crazy. And then a couple years after that, I started missing it. And then a couple years after that, I started wanting it again. And I would, talk about it, but now I'm just gonna do it. Enough talking about it, and it's time to do it. So I'm getting off my fat fucking ass, and I'm gonna do it. It's your boy Brian Ash, aka the Handsome Fister. Peace.